It's a hot and sultry night in Edinburgh, Texas, with temperatures climbing into the mid-90s at HEB Park. We've got a good USL matchup tonight. The Toros of RGV are back home, taking on Phoenix Rising, and the Toros will have plenty of vocal backing tonight. Hello, everybody. I'm Joe Zagacki alongside Devin Kerr as we get set for this important Western Conference matchup. Devin, let's take a look at some of the key players in this game, starting with Phoenix, Shaun Wright-Phillips.
Well, one of the most impressive men that's going to be on the pitch this evening is this gentleman right here, Shaun Wright-Phillips. An absolutely storied career, both in England as well as internationally. He's been all over the map. A speedy winger, you can play him inside, you can play him outside. Phoenix is going to look to utilize his attacking skills as the offensive midfielder here this evening, pushing the balls up top.
And on the other side, the headline maker for the Toros is Kyle Murphy.
Big fan of Kyle Murphy, another speedy winger that can be utilized all over the field, extremely versatile. He's got excellent height, lots of speed, vital on set pieces, and make no mistake about it, he will run at you and go one-on-one and take every chance and opportunity that he can get his hands on.
Let's take a look at the starting lineups, brought to you by Pronto Insurance. First, the Phoenix 11.
At Jordan Gibbons, Amadou Dia on the outside. Those backs, watch for them getting up and down the park. You'll see Rigi on the left, Blair Gavin in the middle, and Matt Watson. I'm going to see what they're going to do this evening. They're going to make this engine tick tonight, and they're really going to need to support Shaun Wright-Phillips as he goes forward. And keep your eye on the very, very speedy Jamaican, Jason Johnson, up top. RGV
will go this way with their starting 11.
Yeah, speaking to junior midweek, we've got a lot of mainstays. Taylor Hunter on the left, Magalay's in the middle at center back. Todd Wharton sitting in at holding midfielder alongside Eric Bird. That'll be interesting. Eric Bird usually a little bit more offensive-minded, so Junior making some changes there, but watch for Holland and Escalante pairing with Kyle Murphy up top, and don't sleep on Eric Alexander coming down from Houston. He could be a vital play in this game tonight.
RGV is coming off a 3-game road trip. The final game was a win, so the momentum is building and the atmosphere is building, and the kickoff is coming up next.
At Doctors Hospital at Renaissance Health System, we have one goal: advancing the health of the Rio Grande Valley. We're over 700 physicians and 1,200 nurses, researchers, and educators using innovative medicine and the most advanced technology to offer world-class health care here at home. As the only locally owned and operated hospital in South Texas, we are deeply committed to our community and its health. Doctors Hospital at Renaissance Health System, here for you for life.
Here's your check. Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. Gone. No.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early. You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
We built the USL into the largest Division II professional soccer league in the world. And now the time has come to announce USL Division III, America's professional third division league, completing the U.S. pro soccer landscape. It's time for your town, your team, your game. D3 will fuel local pride and local passion, creating a new legacy for the beautiful game and inspiring its tribal following across the country. This is professional soccer, built on a disciplined financial model and operational excellence, featuring exciting venues to thrill fans, in hungry new markets yearning for the game. USL Division III, professional, passionate, proven. Pro soccer starts here, coming in 2019. For more information, visit usld3.com.
We are back in southern Texas at HEB Park, as tonight RGV returns home, taking on Phoenix Rising. Joe Zagacki with Devin Kerr on a sweltering night. We have some shadows creeping across our playing field, and perhaps that'll cool things off just a little bit. Drogba will not be playing tonight, Devin, for the Phoenix Rising. He is not going to be in the starting lineup.
Yeah, I think anytime a squad's leading scorer is on the bench, you're going to have a little bit of cause for concern, but they've got the very talented Jason Johnson up top there tonight. That's very speedy Jamaican. knows exactly how to get it done. Watch for them pushing him into the channels. Shaun Wright-Phillips has 2 goals. Reggie's got 2 goals. You've got Luke Rooney, who's got 3 goals as well. So they've definitely got the talent to get the job done. You know, Phoenix's main issue has been consistency. Funny, because that's the disease that's been plaguing RGV as well. Speaking to Junior Gonzalez midweek, he's talked about how his squad can play with the best in the league, but they can also sit at the bottom of the table as well. So what you're going to want to see from both these squads tonight is consistency. See them moving the ball around a little bit nicer. You know, keep things on the carpet, keep it nice and fresh. And it's going to be a little difficult with this 101-degree temperature tonight.
Both teams coming in after a victory in their last match. Phoenix was able to snap a 2-game losing streak, and RGV had 3 hard games on the road. They went 1-1-1 on that trip. Missed a couple of PKs, or else the results might have been quite a bit different, but trying to build on that momentum that they achieved in their last victory.
Yeah, going back to our conversation with Junior again, speaking about that road trip, you know, he said the game versus Portland, they, you know, make a PK here and there. They were in position to tie or even win that game. He felt that they actually should have won, that they were the better squad that evening. You know, they weren't happy that the goals that they've been giving up on a regular basis. Starting off the season this year, the first 8 games, they were actually one of the stingiest defenses out there, only allowing 5 goals. Since then, the floodgates has opened. They haven't been able to slot enough goals away, and they've been giving up way too many.
Rosendo Mendoza brings the ball into our center circle. RGV and whites tonight, head to toe. Phoenix all in red. Rosendo Mendoza, tonight's referee.
As Rosendo Mendoza is getting ready for the boys to kick off here. One thing you're going to want to see from RGV is a quick start. You'll notice that in their past experience, when they've started off slow, they tend to get very behind very fast. And you don't want to be behind the 8 ball against this very talented Phoenix squad. You want to come out all cylinders firing, come out hot, and get things going right away.
Perhaps I was colorblind. I meant to say RGV all in red. And on the road here tonight, Phoenix in white. And our first possession of the night.
Orange is the new white. It's okay.
Devin Garcia played it in. Now Phoenix with the first opportunity across the end line. HEB Park holds nearly 10,000 on a very, very warm summer night. Late August in Texas. Always on the warm side. Got a little bit of a breeze. You can see the sticks are blowing. The flag is blowing as our first corner kick already here, just a few seconds into the game. And an easy play for Borja and Neguila. Bird with his first touch of the night.
That's the play that you're going to want to see from RGV this evening. I mentioned at the top of the broadcast the outside backs being a very integral part of this back line. You'll see them getting up and down the field. Those long balls played into the channels. Kyle Murphy's going to have his hands full chasing those things down, but with a supporting cast like Eric Bird and Todd Wharton behind him, I think they have a good chance of getting the job done tonight.
Taylor Hunter switches the field. RGV on the attack and swooped away. Good back line for Phoenix. 1 goal in the last 180 minutes. A lot of international experience on this Phoenix Rising squad.
That stingy back line has kind of been the arch nemesis of RGV this year. Again, not very prolific on the offensive side of the ball as they would have liked to have been so far. Last year coming up, had a plus 23 goal differential, sitting high and mighty in that top of the conference. This year we're at -8 at this point in time in the season, but Junior talked about, you know, the goals will come. It's a consistency thing for them. They've got loads of talent, had plenty of opportunities. They just need to do a better job of capitalizing when it comes to them.
Good job of ball handling here by RGV. Onto it is Escalante. And he's tripped up. And I believe we're going to have a foul here, our first foul of the night on Rigi, Alessandro Rigi. Escalante, late addition here to the lineup.
Yeah, Escalante tends to jump back and forth. Has had some opportunities with Houston as well. Very crafty midfielder. You can see him, excellent footwork cutting back there. Rigi just stepping in. Maybe a little bit of a professional foul as Escalante was going backwards. But again, the crafty midfielder, very good on dead ball situations. He's got a nasty left foot. Don't be surprised to keep the keeper honest here. I'd love to see him go for net, but he'll probably swing one in.
Or it might be Holland. Let's see. Holland or Escalante. It's going to be Escalante. He plays it short. Chipped in, the header. Escalante tries to get it off the left foot. And was looking for a call in the box.
Very, very cheeky play by RGV. I love it. 4 minutes into the match, already digging deep into that playbook of theirs. This is something you don't practice on the pitch every single week. Very impressive. Nice little ball paid into the top of the box. Knocked to the back post. I would have liked to have seen that ball go on target there. You can see Kyle Murphy trying to get on the end of it. Jose Escalante just at the end. Appealing for a foul, but there's no harm done there. But very ingenuitive 4 minutes into the game.
Wazinski sends it deep down the field. And Goguila comes out, way out. No score, nearly 5 minutes into the contest.
Once again, you see those long balls being knocked down. Kyle Murphy, a little bit hasty on his run, but impressive by RGV. That's what they're going to need to do. Stretch this field out, keep Phoenix honest. And although it's going to be a lot of running for them as well, you got to utilize this 101-degree heat. Both teams used to it as they train it on a regular basis, but if Junior and his boys are going to get the job done tonight, they're going to have to keep that back line pushed very deep and see if they can counter when possible.
Wazinski again sends it deep down the field. Good hustle for RGV. Magalhaes getting back, defending. Some alert defending. Along the end line, Magalhaes off his left foot.
AJ Gray on the byline there.
Another corner coming up. Shaun Wright-Phillips will have the corner. Signed with Phoenix on February the 24th. Shaun Wright-Phillips spent some time with the New York Red Bulls. He'll send this one. A lot of scrambling in bodies going toward the net. Here comes the kick in from Shaun Wright-Phillips. Oh, nice save. And the second opportunity, a nice follow-up save. Blair Gavin had 2 shots at it. And Anguita laying out twice on the far post is able to deny Gavin.
I think it's safe to say the Toros have come to play on both sides of the ball this evening. Great ball in by Shaun Wright-Phillips. Wow, you can see Gavin stepping up with that little instep on his right foot, and Anguita, an absolutely amazing save on the rebound as well, using his entire body. Some solid defending from the back line of Kevin Garcia as well.
Another corner kick on the way. This one is headed out. That's the 3rd or 4th corner already. We're only 6.5 minutes into the contest. Blair Gavin had the 2nd most appearances last year for Phoenix. Very experienced player. Taylor Hunter in the back. 2 nice saves by the hometown goalie.
Yeah, very impressive. Anguita extremely talented, has to share time with Callie Brown coming down from the first team sometimes, but he's definitely solid back there.
Played his college soccer at Quinnipiac. Now Wazinski. Wazinski has great size, doesn't he, Devin, for a goalie?
Very much so. Nice big large frame, 6'5". Drafted 53rd in 2012 by Chicago, played his college ball at UAB, 3-time All-Conference in the Conference USA. Set all sorts of records when he was in college.
Phoenix trying to connect on the long ball. Jason Johnson, the intended target. And why not? Johnson has scored 4 goals this year. Dia with the throw in from the sideline for Johnson, trapped in the corner. RGV has conceded 35 goals this year. Junior Gonzalez told us just been inconsistent results. A lot of that has been because of haven't been sharp on defense. but there's been a lot of hustle on defense tonight.
Yeah, speaking to Junior, he said that, you know, some of that he has to take responsibility for that as well. That, you know, they need better one-on-one defending. That spacing has been off. He's had to make a lot of tactical changes during a game, shifting players around, shifting tactics around. He said the overall enthusiasm is there, but, you know, they just need to put in a performance much better on a regular basis in order to get the results that they want and climb this Western Conference table.
RGV has a young squad and young players. When they concede a goal, especially early or after a turnover like we have right here, tend to drop their heads. Sliding in is Wharton. I think that was some of the discussion that we had with Junior Gonzalez, is that sometimes his young team, if they give something up early on, then it's a little more difficult for them emotionally as compared to veteran teams that have been around and can bounce back.
Well, the thing we all have to remember is that the USL, the league is absolutely amazing, and it's spanning at such a rapid rate, but the gentlemen that we're watching, they're still young men. We're looking at 18, 19, 20-year-olds on a regular basis, and then even pushing forward into the RGV squad, more specifically, you're hitting 22, 23. I mean, I think about my career when I was 23 years old. I was still a young buck. You're still mentally unprepared, and although the physical talents are there, you're still being molded into a man that, you know, compared to someone at 29 and 30 years of age with much more experience, it's much easier to get down on yourself. So as long as they, you know, continuously keep pushing each other up, you know, band together as brothers, they'll be okay.
Holland will have the corner kick now. And Holland on the RGV corner kick. Corner kick brought to you by HEB, and Holland swings it in off the volley. And it's ricochets back, almost bad luck there for Phoenix. And now Phoenix trying to counter. And Guida plays it wide for Garcia. Moving it up the line for Bird. Wazinski off his line, an easy play. No score 10 minutes into the match. Good enthusiastic crowd here tonight at HEB Park, welcoming their team home after three long games on the road. RGV stayed on the road. It was a good experience for them. We had a chance to see Seattle and Vancouver. The young kids got an opportunity to do some sightseeing.
Yeah, Junior, having his experience and background with the Seattle squad, he was able to utilize Seattle as their home base, and, you know, would train there. Kind of bounced around this, that, and the other. They'd train there, they'd stay there, used it as a hub, and, you know, they were able to see the Pacific Northwest, and that's nice for the guys growing up and being able to experience all of these places on a regular basis, as opposed to having to deal with the traveling back and forth. It's not as difficult on your body as well.
Jordan Stewart in the back, nudges it over to Gavin. Gavin gets it right back across the halfway line. Bird shadows him. Now Phoenix on the move. Dia. Rigi tried to get a give and go working there. AJ Gray has it, trying to get inside. He gets a shot off, and a nice save. And again, Anguita playing low to the ground, comes up with a nice save and looks in firm command here early on.
Yeah, impressive by RGV on the initial forefront of attack, but what they need to do is when they remain compact like that and they get the turnover on the offensive side, when they start to push the ball forward, they cannot give it away in their defensive third and give Phoenix an opportunity to bite them that early.
Fans, stay up to date on the latest USL news and information from around the league. Tune in to USL Coast to Coast with Mike Watts on Mondays at 9 o'clock on Sirius XM FC Channel 85. Also, don't forget Sirius XM FC will air the USL Game of the Week. Check USLsoccer.com for dates and times. Got a good match here early on. No score, a couple of opportunities for Phoenix. How wide is Johnson? Johnson for the near post.
Jason Johnson trying to get a little bit crafty, trying to sneak one in on the front post with Anguita standing there, but he wasn't having anything of it. You can see both squads Tactically, still trying to settle down a little bit. Very high pressure early. A lot of early game jitters. You'll see it start to settle down. Game's going to start to spread out a little bit more. But again, RGV with an unnecessary turnover. You cannot make those.
Johnson is not bashful. 21 shots this year. Advancing forward. Here comes RGV with Garcia. Hits it to Holland, right back to Garcia. In a tussle with Watson. Garcia back on it, chips it forward. Aim that one for Murphy. Murphy can't get around Ramage. They're going to try to shackle him pretty good tonight, don't you think?
Yeah, it's good ball, good pressure up top by Kyle Murphy. You could see them trying to swing the ball in. He did a good job pushing the center back, trying to push him to the byline. Wasn't able to gain a corner, but you can see him help pushing his team into the final third,
Murphy on the USL Team of the Week for week 20 of the 2017 season.
Deservedly so. He had a goal and an assist last game. He's got 2 goals in his last 2 games. And we brought that up to Junior Gonzalez, chatting with him in our conversation. And I asked him, you know, Kyle Murphy has played in almost every single game that you've had this year, but he's only started in 8 of them. And he tends to kind of fluctuate in and out of games and be subbed off. And I said, you know, in recent form, are you going to look to utilize him in a 90-minute role, or do you think it'll stay continuous? And Junior Gonzalez was, though a little bit vague at times, he said, you know, I'd really like to get him to 90 minutes if possible, but, you know, that's what you would like your entire squad to be, and they just haven't been there yet.
Talked a lot about getting him more reps in front of the goal, so it seems to be paying off. A lot of guys can work their way down the field, right, Devin? But not everybody can finish.
Yeah, I mean, having a very similar conversation with Junior about Kyle Murphy at the beginning of the year. Kyle was really struggling for confidence, so he was used much more as a substitution role, kind of trying to bring him on in the 60th, 70th, 80th minute, almost like a super sub type role, but he just wasn't producing a lot of results getting into the back of the net. But as the season has progressed, he's gained more confidence, and you can see the acknowledgments and the goals and the assists starting to flourish.
Toros have possessed the ball tonight about 60% of the time so far. Garcia on the near side. Tries to volley it forward. Here comes Ramage. He's able to weave a pass through to A.J. Gray. Now trying to run onto it for Phoenix, and running out of room is Regi or Gibbons.
See the assistant referee pointing to the corner flag there. Phoenix will be happy to take their 4th or 5th corner.
Fourth corner coming up. And once again, it'll be Shaun Wright-Phillips, who served one in the last time and nearly produced a goal.
Good thing is for RGV, that back line of Hunter, Magalhaes, Billion, Garcia, all over 6 foot, 6'2", 6'2", 6'1", and 6 foot respectively. But still, you don't want to keep giving Phoenix these opportunities.
Bit of a scrum here in front of the goal. That one targeted for Watson. It comes right back out to Phillips. Phillips gets into the box with the right foot. Try to get it to Ramage at the top of the box. Back over to Watson. And Watson being closely marked there by Murphy. Holland comes over. He's interrupting Regi. A double team. 2 red shirts are there. Regi in a battle and loses possession to RGV. So good alert defending again by the Toros. Alexander. Magalhaes tries to move it forward. Watson will have something to say about that. He has it. Along the sideline, Holland on a takeaway. Good job of Holland badgering Watson.
Nice little shot at Justin Billieu there. Impressive young man, drafted in 2016 by the Red Bulls. Spent some time with Red Bulls too as well. They actually recently picked him up on August 2nd. Impressive defender. Natural left back, can also be used at center back. He's got a solid left foot. You can see him in his overlapping runs a lot. Good combination play. He's pretty decent in the air too, so it'll be interesting to see how RGV tends to utilize him over the course of the remainder of the season.
Holland may tweaked an ankle or something there. It looks like he's going to walk it off and be okay. Escalante toggling from the right foot to the left foot. Back for Wharton. Hunter. No score, 18.5 minutes into the match. Soccer fans, Nike is an official sponsor of the USL. For more information, visit nikesoccer.com. Very patient offense here so far by RGV now, trying to break in. Wharton was trying to find a seam there. Escalante off the left foot, sails it in toward the far post. And Wazinski using his tall frame. And Wazinski relieves the pressure right away with a booming kick.
It's some very impressive ball movement there by RGV coming down the field. Good combination play, moving in and out of the channels. Would have liked to have seen Escalante knock that ball into the overlapping run into the channel and in the corner to have it whip back in, but I don't mind him pulling it back. But if he's gonna serve a ball like that, it's gotta have it a little bit more of a purpose. Can't just loft it to the back post hoping someone's gonna get on the end of it.
Here's Bird trying to connect with Garcia in the open field. A little bit too heavy with that one. Garcia will have a throw in. Escalante, good battle there on the ball. Hit the deck, much to the chagrin of the fellows in white.
Junior Gonzalez giving a nice little thumbs up there. Jose Escalante getting very cheeky, going through the 5-hole there. Amadou Dia. Dia had no problem taking him to ground. Say, whoa, what did I do? What happened there?
Origi, who appeared in 26 matches last year for Montreal. Junior Gonzalez. Now Holland and Escalante teaming up again. This time it's Holland with their right foot. He sails it in. Bird is there to collect it. Bird gets a shot off and Wazinski deflects it away.
Yeah, Rosendo Bill Mendoza blowing the whistle, stopping the party early. Unfortunately, looked like he was going to call a foul. A little altercation in the middle of the box, but Eric Bird still impressive after the whistle, taking the ball down, having a nice little strike as the game started to carry on. What a ball whipped in by Joseph Holland. Very impressive. This is a great ball knocked into the middle of the box.
Bird does a little bit of everything. He gets shots. He likes to assist. One of those guys that will do anything. They had something behind that shot.
Eric Bird, kind of a jack-of-all-trades type player. Junior kind of likes to use him all over the field. He's played him on the right, play him up top. We've seen him shift back in to kind of a central and holding midfielder type role. He's an extremely talented young man, still very, very young. Only 24 years old, coming out of Virginia Beach. Excellent career, University of Virginia. I'm sure he's got a long professional career ahead of him.
.22 minutes in, scoreless match. Bill, you with the throw in. A little bit of contact there, and RGV will have another opportunity. Bird with a long distribution. Holland on the other end. Try to get it to his right foot.
Another one of those long balls I talked about. Good job by RGV continuing to stretch the back line of Phoenix. As I mentioned, you got to keep them honest. And as they knock those long balls into the channel, not only are they stretching the field down and creating offensive opportunities, but then you've got all the space in behind you that the players can tuck in, help in supporting roles.
RGV with the possession again. And Bilyeu looking for a target. Murphy. Wharton arriving. Garcia. And over the crossbar.
That's some excellent play by RGV, really moving the ball around the park very nicely. I love the ball to the back post. Maybe it was a little bit advantageous on my part, but the ball that was played in there, I would have liked to have seen Wharton hit that first time instead of taking it down. But still, again, very calm and collected, bringing the ball down and knocking it to the back post. And we talked about Kyle Murphy utilizing that big frame of his, getting up and trying to head the ball on goal. But again, still very impressive in the early moments from RGV.
To be honest with you, I thought Wharton was going to one-time it.
I would have hit it.
I was waiting for it.
And more solid defending from the back line of RGV and Magalhaes there. Just got to keep Phoenix at bay, keep pressing, keep pushing. And the biggest thing we talked about was stretching the field. You don't want to stay compacted. Want to push as many opportunities as you can down the park.
Rigi trying to thread a pass in through the RGV defense. I think he was trying to get that ball to Johnson, but Johnson could not get over in time. Here comes Wharton. Wharton leading the charge, now plays it back. Bird. Pass is dinked over near side to Garcia. For Bird. Connects in the back with Hunter. Alexander deals it backwards for Hunter. Changes the field. Bird turns it over. Watson was able to collect it. Both teams trying to pick up on some of the momentum that they generated in their last effort. Both teams came up as a winner. Huge win for RGV on the road. And 1-1-1 on the road. And it's always great to win the last one.
And they slowly built momentum. They've been struggling in form as of late, but starting off with that rough loss to Portland, coming back, bringing up a nice tie, and then obviously getting the win.
You always feel like if you get that last one, you carry that back with you.
Yeah, Junior said that. Yeah, Junior said, you know, you got to continue that momentum, and even though they've struggled with the form, they look at the last game, and hopefully it's kind of a springboard or a platform for more greatness down the road, and they're going to need it. You know, they've got a rough stretch coming up. They're going to take on Vancouver, then they got to go at Real Monarchs, come back to Portland, going to Los Dos, and then from there they've got a rough stretch of games. So they're going to try and utilize this home stretch as best as possible to help climb that table.
We're at HEB Park in Edinburgh, Texas on a very warm August night. No score, 27 minutes into the match. Possession favoring RGV about 66% to 33%. But 4 corner kicks have gone the way of Phoenix. Very methodical RGV attack tonight coming out of the back.
Yeah, a little bit different than what we normally see. You'll tend to see them sit and counter a lot of times, but Phoenix kind of doing that for them, giving RGV the opportunity to play into the channels and have some nice combination play tonight. It's been very pretty to watch.
Long ball. A little too strong for Murphy. Rigi in the back. Being shadowed by Garcia. Rigi and Holland now in a tussle. And Holland is going to have the whistle blow.
Mendoza needs to let the boys play in that situation. Just some good honest football down in the defending third. Rigi having his hands full with Joseph Holland. Some good defending there, very impressive.
Holland was selected 10th overall in the draft by the Dynamo. Debuted against Philadelphia in the MLS. The USL is one of the most prominent second division professional leagues in the world, featuring some of the game's top talent and rising stars. Stay up to date with all the latest league news and information by visiting uslsoccer.com and follow them on Twitter at USL. Didier tried to push that ball forward. And Didier's playing a lot of minutes, over 800 minutes this year for Phoenix.
There's just on Phoenix's side of the ball, they're just not very crisp this evening. We talked about the inconsistent play, but you know, a lot of it's either been they couldn't put the ball in the back of the net or they've been struggling at defending. And tonight there's just very nonchalantly kind of just going through the motions, almost like they didn't want to get off the bus, and they're just kind of sitting, hanging around, methodically moving the ball around the park. And if they're going to want to be able to give RGV a test tonight, they're going to have to get their boots moving.
There comes RGV, and we're going to get a foul here, and perhaps a yellow card as well. A valuable dissent being offered here. Jordan Gibbons. And Gibbons has been given a yellow card.
So Jordan Gibbons appealing with Mendoza, saying, I got the ball, it's not a foul. But you watch him, he's playing catch up the entire time, coming from behind. Definitely catches Escalante. Got to be careful when you're going to ground like that, 30 yards out in the center of the field. I think caught his left foot for sure. And this is a very dangerous opportunity for RGV.
Well, RGV perhaps looking for the icebreaker right here. A half hour into the game.
Get Escalante with the left foot. Joseph Holland could get in the action. Kyle Murphy's got a nice little strike too, but you can see him up just inside the 18. It looks like it's going to be Escalante or Holland.
Escalante and Holland. Let's see which one takes aim. It's Holland, and he sails it over the top of the crossbar.
Joseph Holland's going to want to have that one back. Ill-wasted opportunity, in my opinion, 31 minutes into this game. Solid right foot, Joseph Holland, but you can see he just comes too much across his body. Not enough pace to get there anyway. Was definitely not definitely not going to beat Wazinski. Like to see a little bit more power behind it. Be a little bit more direct.
Wazinski's 6'5", 200 pounds, from Indiana. Went to UAB. Made his first start this year on June the 6th against OKC Energy. Last year appeared in 24 matches. I think defenders just might feel naturally when you had a guy back there 6'5", 200, that he's going to be able to cover a lot of area.
Yeah, and he's an extremely talented goalkeeper. He actually broke the USL record for saves back in 2015. 130 saves in 1 year. That's a huge frame. Being 6'5" myself, I know exactly how he feels walking through door frames and buildings.
Let's take another look at this one.
Nice little 50-50 ball. Whoa! Shaun Wright-Phillips looking around. Mendoza happy to go to the whistle on that one. That was a rough challenge.
Rigi has it, surrounded by 3 red jerseys. Able to dribble out of trouble. Back for Gavin. Dia nicks it back over to Gavin. Crossfield for Ramage. Watson is onto it. 33 minutes into it. Let's see if Phoenix built an attack here. Stewart with a short touch and gets it right back.
You haven't seen much of this from Phoenix in the opening half. Got to wonder if Patrice Carteron is barking orders from the sideline, trying to switch up tactically a little bit. You can see them moving the ball around a little bit more, much more crisp. Talked about the likes of Gavin and Watson getting involved, and they're really going to need them to stay involved if Shaun Wright-Phillips is going to be able to get crafty in the attacking third.
And now Gavin again is involved here. And a yellow card for Gavin. 2 yellow cards tonight for Phoenix. Gavin is going to strenuously object to that one.
Let's take another look. Jose Escalante once again going through the 5-hole. Blair Gavin not too happy about it. Both he and Amadou Dia going to have a few words about how to keep their feet a little bit closer together. Escalante definitely taking advantage of the opportunity with the space behind him.
Escalante has been troublemaker in chief here tonight.
Nice little protagonist for all the view.
"35 minutes in now, no score. HEB Park. Dia clears that one away right before Wazinski could get there. Magalhaes. Wharton. Garcia has it. Taylor Hunter. Play it all the way back to his goalie, Anguita. Four shots tonight for Phoenix, 2 for RGV. Phoenix has had 3 shots inside the box. Patrice Carteron watching his team very patiently. Here's Holland with a corner kick now.
You can hear the stampede up at section 112. Starting to get heavily involved in this game.
Corner kick is brought to you by HEB. Toros have had a couple of corner kicks there. Their corners have been fairly harmless here tonight. Phoenix has had a couple of opportunities off the corner.
Not too much to write home about offensively from Phoenix so far. Obviously, you can see they're lacking a little bit of spark from Didier Drogba, and though Shaun Wright-Phillips has stepped up a little bit, he's going to need a little bit more of a supporting cast if they're going to be able to progress any further.
There's a look at the Toro fans enjoying this one tonight and hoping that their team will bring them right out of their seats. Gibbons nudges it over. And Gibbons gets it back and then sends it long, headed away. This one will travel toward the end line. Gives us an opportunity to tell you fans, stay up to date on the latest USL news and information from around the league. Tune into USL Coast to Coast with Mike Watts on Monday at 9 on Sirius XMFC Channel 85. Also, don't forget Sirius XMFC will air the USL Game of the Week. Check USLsoccer.com for dates and times.
You can see Phoenix almost allowing RGV to come at them now as opposed to playing the run and gun type style that we started at the beginning of the match.
Watson trying to carve a path through. Gets it off to Ricci. Regi connects with Johnson. Now sends it wide. AJ Gray tries to run onto it and runs out of room.
And what the Toros are going to have to do is if Phoenix is going to let them progress down the field like that and give them that space to play, they've got to utilize as much as possible. You know, I talked about those long balls into the channels. They're unnecessary if you're being given all that space to be able to move up the pitch so freely. You can see it right now. You've got 20, 30 yards. Progress up the field. Change of place, change of play. You know, knock that long ball across the field and then get a runner in behind you. But you don't want to give it away unnecessarily like we see there.
Toros with 3 of the next 4 right here at HEB Park. Trying to get 3 points here tonight. Staying in that playoff hunt. I feel the way as this one is gone, right about this 40-41 minute mark, the last 4 minutes or so of this half, yeah, we might see things open up just a little bit. See if someone can grab the advantage. Perhaps Junior Gonzalez might make that part of his marching orders here to try to grab that advantage right before the intermission.
I'm sure you would definitely like to think so. Anybody would like to grab that goal. It's also important just before the half. Blair Gavin's got to be very careful. Coming in late on the yellow card, taking Todd Wharton down, and Mendoza just reminding him, hey, you're already in the book. You don't want to go in twice.
Opportunity now here for Phoenix. Johnson, always dangerous. Nice move by Johnson, nifty into the box. There'll be a corner off of Taylor Hunter. Oh, we have some action in front of the box.
Mendoza's given a penalty.
Rosendo Mendoza. I was watching Johnson, and Devin, we're going to get a penalty kick here. Let's take a look at the replay.
Oh, you saw Jason Johnson trying to run, and Kevin Garcia did a great job getting around him. Not sure I necessarily agree with that. You can see Taylor Hunter sliding over, turns his back, keeps his arms down by his side. There's not much more you can do as a defender there. I think Mendoza's going to have a rough critique after the game on that one. Very unfortunate for RGV as they've had most of the run of play. And Jason Johnson looking to step up, give Phoenix the 1-0 lead just before half.
Johnson with 4 goals on the year. Johnson with a PK. Anguita trying to make himself larger. Johnson comes forward and scores. 1 goal to none. Phoenix is on the board. 41 minutes into the first half on a PK.
Junior Gonzalez is going to be fiery and furious on the sidelines after that one. Rosendo Mendoza changing the course of this game in one fell swoop. Once again, Jason Johnson coming down the sideline, beating Kevin Garcia, trying to knock the ball back for one of his teammates to run onto it. And Taylor Hunter, the unfortunate handball, referee points to the spot. Anguita making a solid effort trying to get his hands out. Unfortunately could not save it, and Phoenix go up 1-0 over RGV Toros.
Johnson's moment to shine, he takes advantage of it. 1-0. Now let's see how RGV responds emotionally. Here's Regi onto it outside the box. Regi is pushed away. Good bit of defending by Garcia. Berg trying to split the defense. Junior Gonzalez talked to us the other day about his young team. Sometimes emotionally after a goal, they have a tough time recovering from that. This is when your leadership has to kick in.
He also said at the end of the day, you can't make any excuses and that they're all professionals and they've all come here to get the job done. So although frustrating and disappointing for this RGV squad who has shown up so well in the early going, they're going to have to regroup and battle back.
Boy, the PK has really become a big part of the game here lately for RGV, one way or the other. It was a determining factor in some of the games on the road, and now here at home.
And they dealt with it at Portland, missed 2 there. An untimely one here in the closing moments of the first half. Again, I will 100% disagree with Mendoza's decision pointing to the spot on that one. But Junior Gonzalez he's not going to have to go back to the drawing board. He's just going to have to settle the boys down, say, we're okay, we're fine, we're down 1-0, but we've dominated most of the first half. They've kept most of the possession. They've had the better run of chances. You know, Phoenix has been able to acquire a couple corners, but that's due to untimely passes that have been coming out of the back. And if they can tighten that up a little bit, I think they'll be just fine.
1 goal and none lead now for Phoenix. Final couple of minutes of the half. Regi and Garcia are tangled up. Regi marked and shadowed by Taylor Hunter. Jordan Johnson with a goal at the 41-minute mark, PK. Here's Dio with the throw in. Aims that one right for Johnson. Bird turns, trying to carve a path through the defense. We'll have highlights coming up at halftime. Right around the corner. RGV has carried the play here in the first half, but they're on the wrong end of the scoreboard right now, trailing 1-0. Holland trying to get around Dio. Holland with a good run. Off the Bird. Plays it forward. Escalante trying to get over there. Bird has it in the waning seconds. Warden looking for an area. Warden is gesturing to Holland for the ball. Warden is up top. Here comes Escalante along the line. We'll have 1 extra minute of stoppage. And in this final minute of stoppage play, we'll have a corner kick here for RGV.
It's a good response by the Toros, coming back the final few minutes of the first half. See if they can get one of the big boys, maybe Magalhaes from the back line, to get ahead onto the end of this one. Use that big frame and slot something away.
Here's the corner. That was like a shot coming out of the bunker. Corner kicks are brought to you by HEB. Looked like one of my wet shots.
Just an unfortunate error from the core there. Not what you want to see just before you take that long walk into the dressing room. Mendoza happy to give the boys a few minutes to recoup after that 50-50 ball.
Phoenix Rising will take a 1 goal to none lead into the locker room here in southern Texas at HEB Park. Mendoza blows the whistle. That brings us to the end of the first half. A well-played first half, but a PK very late on a handball. It will be discussed for quite a bit of time, and RGV will offer some strenuous objecting to the call, but we'll have to live with it. The result right now is Phoenix with a 1 goal to none lead.
Yeah, very unfortunate for RGV in that first half. They're carrying most of the possession. You can see their captain, Eric Bird, pointing to his shoulder, saying, what is he supposed to do there? But again, I'm very impressed with the play so far with the Toros, and I'm sure Junior Gonzalez boys will come out very strong, regrouped in the second half.
45 minutes down, 45 to go. Jason Johnson right now, the man in the spotlight, 1-0 at the break.
At Doctors Hospital at Renaissance Health System, we have one goal: advancing the health of the Rio Grande Valley. We're over 700 physicians and 1,200 nurses, researchers, and educators using innovative medicine and the most advanced technology to offer world-class health care here at home. As the only locally owned and operated hospital in South Texas, we are deeply committed to our community and its health. Doctors Hospital at Renaissance Health System, here for you for life.
So there you are, shuffling through a stack of resumes, and you come to mine. This is it, first impression, my way in. But can my resume show you how I truly stand out? Like, that I was studying, going to night school while working 2 jobs just to help my parents pay for groceries, or being the first one to always step up. No, that's something you just can't put on paper. Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent that is dedicated, hardworking, and determined like me.
We built the USL into the largest Division II professional soccer league in the world. And now the time has come to announce USL Division III, America's professional 3rd division league, completing the U.S. pro soccer landscape. It's time for your town, your team, your game. D3 will fuel local pride and local passion, creating a new legacy for the beautiful game and inspiring its tribal following across the country. This is professional soccer, built on a disciplined financial model and operational excellence, featuring exciting venues to thrill fans, in hungry new markets yearning for the game. USL Division III, professional, passionate, proven. Pro soccer starts here, coming in 2019. For more information, visit USLD3.com.
We are back at HEB Park here in Edinburgh, Texas, home of RGV, and the Toros are on the wrong end. It's 1-0, Phoenix rising with the lead. Joe Zagacki alongside Devin Kerr, and the fans here tonight have come out to show their support for the hometown team. Let's take a look at the first half stats. Very even match. Actually, RGV carried much of the play, not showing up on the scoreboard, but here's a good look at the stats.
So you can see right there, carrying 68% of the possession. Very impressive by RGV. A lot of times you'll see them countering and going against the run of play, but I think Junior Gonzalez and the Toros have done a good job of keeping Phoenix honest, keeping them on their heels and toes, pushing the envelope. Unfortunately, haven't been able to slide something away yet, but it'll come. They've done a very good job. On the reverse side of the ball, Phoenix has to do a much better job in the center of the midfield, holding the ball to try and push it into the final third and create opportunities.
Phoenix came into this game with 7 wins, 7 losses, 4 ties, 25 points. Devin, this is the challenge for them here in the next month or so.
They're going to have to deal with a talented OC squad. Then home to Sacramento. Might have a little bit of a break versus the Sounders if they can continue their nice form. Then back at it again with OC at home. And then they're going to have to go on the road to the talented Colorado Springs Switchbacks. It'll be an interesting closing schedule. Remember, Phoenix holding 3 games in hand on their current table position. So watch for those points coming down the stretch. Every single point's going to matter.
As far as RGV is concerned, Junior Gonzalez knows they got to have to get results at home to get back into playoff contention.
Yeah, fortunately enough, you can see 3 of the next 4. We got tonight versus Phoenix, and then they're going to have a little deal with Vancouver, which is going to be a little break as well, dealing with the bottom of the half of the table. And also Portland at home. He's really going to need to make sure that they get at least 6 points out of these 3 games. But going on the road to Real is going to be difficult. Then they're going to have to deal with Sacramento Republic at home. Also, they're going to have Los Dos coming in as well. So a couple games in there that should be a little bit easier for them, but they're going to be jumping back and forth, and they're going to have to make sure they stay very consistent, very precise, if they're going to be able to move up into playoff contention come the dark days of October.
Got a big 45 minutes still to come here at HEB Park. It's 1-0 on a goal by Jason Johnson. A PK at the 41-minute mark will continue. At the half, Phoenix with a 1-0 lead.
I see the future is really bright for me. The high school diploma is just added to the confidence, and now I feel unstoppable.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Every year, 40% of all food in the U.S. never gets eaten.
40%. That's almost half the food we produce.
Food waste is a serious problem. It impacts all of us.
And it's expensive. Your family is throwing $1,500 a year in the trash.
We're working hard to put food waste on the chopping block.
And you can do the same at home.
Learn how to cook it, store it, and share it.
Just don't waste it.
Go to savethefood.com.
The USL has expanded its soccer reach this week, announcing 2 new expansion franchises. Birmingham, Alabama has been announced as the first expansion franchise to join the league in 2019.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my distinct pleasure on behalf of the USL to welcome Birmingham into the USL for the 2019 season.
Currently known as USL Birmingham, the franchise will announce their official name, crest, and venue at a later date. The team is set to build on the strong foundation of support built by local fans.
You know, Magic City Brigade, you guys have been amazing for us. We can't say thank you enough for your unwavering support. Without fans, we're not standing here. And so thank you guys. I really do appreciate that.
More information and advanced ticket sales can be found at uslbirmingham.com. Las Vegas will be the third and final club to join the league for the 2018 season.
This is our team collectively that we are going to make into the best professional soccer team that we can. And I can't be more proud to be part of all of you and to bring professional soccer to Las Vegas.
The club will call Cashman Field in downtown Las Vegas home, and the name is up to the fans. Visit vegasprosoccer.com through Monday, August 28th to cast your vote. Las Vegas will join the league in 2018, and Birmingham, Alabama will begin play in the 2019 season. For USL Network, I'm Morgan Conklin.
Here's your check. Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. God, no.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early.
You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
I'm a retired school psychologist, and helping people was my thing.
I was very independent and thought I could take care of myself. I fell, and I had to have Meals on Wheels.
After my stroke, when Meals on Wheels started, I was on the other end of the stick, so to speak.
Meals on Wheels, coming to my door as someone who's housebound, having someone check on me, assures me that I'm not forgotten.
Meals on Wheels has given me a mode of freedom that I wouldn't have otherwise.
We're the clients.
We are the clients.
We are the clients of Meals on Wheels.
America, let's do lunch.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
We're back at HEB Park in Edinburgh, Texas, where it's a 1-0 lead for Phoenix Rising. But RGV has done a good job in the second half in the past. Don't forget, on ESPN3 coming up on Wednesday, it'll be Charlotte taking on Bethlehem Steel. The Independents against the Bethlehem Steel on August the 16th on ESPN3. RGV has been a second half team. They were the last time out. Will they have some of that second half magic here tonight? We shall find out. Second half is around the corner. We'll continue at halftime. It's a 1-0 lead for Phoenix.
At Doctors Hospital at Renaissance Health System, we have one goal: advancing the health of the Rio Grande Valley. We're over 700 physicians and 1,200 nurses, researchers, and educators using innovative medicine and the most advanced technology to offer world-class health care here at home. As the only locally owned and operated hospital in South Texas, we are deeply committed to our community and its health. Doctors Hospital at Renaissance Health System, here for you for life.
Here's your check. Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. God, no.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early.
You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
We built the USL into the largest Division II professional soccer league in the world. And now the time has come to announce USL Division III, America's professional third division league. completing the U.S. pro soccer landscape. It's time for your town, your team, your game. D3 will fuel local pride and local passion, creating a new legacy for the beautiful game and inspiring its tribal following across the country. This is professional soccer, built on a disciplined financial model and operational excellence, featuring exciting venues to thrill fans in hungry new markets yearning for the game. USL Division III, professional, passionate, proven. Pro soccer starts here, coming in 2019. For more information, visit usld3.com.
Back in Edinburgh, Texas at HEB Park, it's a 1-0 lead for Phoenix. That Toro fan is hoping for some better results here in the second half. We'll talk about that a little bit more, but the first half was pretty much dominated by RGV, but in the 41st minute, Jason Johnson scored on the PK for a 1-0 lead. Devin, let's take a look at some of the highlights now that took place here in the first half.
As you mentioned, Joe, most of the first half dominated by RGV, doing a great job pushing into the channels, really stretching the field. You could see early on Escalante whipping that ball to the back post, trying to head the ball back across. I would have liked to have seen them go to goal on that, but again, good job by RGV, really stretching the field and the pace.
Phoenix had an opportunity early on. Good job of defending here by RGV, but these corner kicks were an opportunity and a great job here early on by Anguita.
Yeah, Phoenix kept pushing down the field. They had 2 or 3 corner kicks in succession. Anguita definitely came to play tonight. You see a solid save there. You'll see the second effort getting back up. It's what you do on the training ground and you train for, the likes of that amazing save. Obviously not wanting to have to make them, but very capable of doing so. Escalante has been brilliant this evening. You see him going through the 5-hole there. Amadou Diaz not having any of it. Tried to pull that off later in the half as well, and you can see Kevin Garcia whips this ball to the back post. That was the one we thought Todd Wharton was going to hit the first time, but Kyle Murphy doing a good job getting up, couldn't get it on frame, but again, RGV just kept pushing and pushing, trying to break the deadlock.
Have not been able to get it to Murphy as much as they would want them. Of course, we had a yellow card, several yellow cards here tonight against Phoenix, so they'll have to be a bit cautious in the second half, and while they had the yellow card go their way, a couple of yellow cards, Gavin picking up 1, 2 yellow cards against Phoenix here in the first half. It was the PK. That was the big play. Came right here. Very controversial play off the back. And I believe that was Taylor Hunter. And that set up the PK. Now Taylor Hunter called for the handball. And then an easy shot for Jason Johnson.
And referee Rosendo Mendoza, in my opinion, a very ill-timed whistle. I definitely disagree with his decision 100%. Unfortunately, VAR not being utilized in this match, so we couldn't take a second look at it. Jason Johnson did a good job getting down to the byline, getting around Kevin Garcia. Taylor Hunter did nothing wrong whatsoever. Ball hit into his arm, standing by his side with his back turned. Not his fault, but they got to regroup and battle back.
All right, here are the Western Conference standings, and this is why it's important. This game is important to these two teams. RGV and Phoenix are on the outside looking in. Phoenix has an opportunity here. They are just 1 slot below OKC Energy. Real Monarchs right now in pretty good shape, but big game here tonight for RGV.
Well, mind you, what you're seeing, is real time. Phoenix Rising, if the results hold, they will jump up to 28 points, currently sharing the same position with RGV at 25 points. But again, that also vital 8 positions that you got to work your way up. Phoenix Rising, fortunately enough for them, holding 3 games in hand. RGV looking to gain that vital 3 points, move their way up. Got a couple games in succession here where they should be able to do so.
All right, here are the Eastern Conference standings, and really a battle for the top of the table here between Charlotte and Louisville and also Charleston. So this is really a 4-way not a 4-way tie, but a 4-way race here. Tampa Bay also in the mix as well at the top of the table.
Yeah, don't sleep on Rochester and FC Cincinnati either. FC Cincinnati batting against Louisville. Last I checked, Louisville had gone up 1-0 in the early moments of that game. So nice little dream start for them. But both conferences really doing a good job. Excellent gamesmanship, some solid craftsmanship, and it's going to be real nice to see what happens in the closing moments of this season.
Well, the sprinklers have gone on here. This is what you call a real water break.
Yeah, it's just come in, by the way. I talked about, I had heard Louisville had gone up 1-0. They actually smoked FC Cincinnati 5-0 tonight. So very impressive performance by Louisville. That's going to give them a solid 3 points. FC Cincinnati is going to be very unhappy with that performance. But, hey, going back to this game, 101 degrees outside. Nice little water break for the entire pitch.
One way to cool it off. Let them run through the sprinklers. All right, it's a 1-0 lead for Phoenix.
And Mendoza having words with Jorge Perez and Julian Trevino, his other assistant referees. Jesus Aguilar getting in on that as well. Junior Gonzalez going to be real curious to see if he's made any tactical changes whatsoever. I thought RGV did a great job in the first half. Again, keeping most of possession. You can see him there talking to Jorginho James. Excellent holding midfielder. Has that big size and capability. Loves to make his presence known. Can go forward, can come back. Junior probably going to slide him into the middle of the park. Maybe bring out the likes of a Todd Wharton. I think Joseph Holland has done a good job, so I don't really see him coming up. I thought the front four have been pretty good. Eric Alexander has been a little bit quiet, so maybe bring him off, bring Jorginho James on. And on the other side of the ball, Patrice Carter on. You never know what he's going to go to. Wasn't really impressed with Phoenix in the first half. I didn't think they did a very good job offensively. I think tactically, towards the latter part of the first half, they did a good job sitting a little bit more and letting RGV come at them, but RGV didn't capitalize on all that space they were given. So I think you'll see much different looks from both teams here in the second half.
Junior Gonzalez has done a good job in the second half with his adjustments. So as you mentioned, Devin, it'll be interesting to see how he moves these pieces across the chessboard.
Junior's very good about that stuff. We talked to him midweek about what changes did he make in the game versus S2. You know, they came out a little bit slow, went down 3-1 by half, and you know, I said, what did you say to your guys at halftime and what changes did you make? And he just talked about that their defensive spacing was too open. They needed to challenge the center of the field a little bit more. They needed to let them build and then press and counter to try and maximize the opportunity in the space that they had down the field. And you saw them do that in the early moments of this game, and when they were given the opportunity with all that space, they didn't really take advantage of it.
RGV in red, Phoenix in white. A 1-0 lead on a PK at the 41-minute mark of the first half. Second half is underway. Bilyeu with his first touch. Nudges it back to Alexander. Connects on the back line with Taylor Hunter. Back for Alexander. Alexander off the left foot. Deals it to Escalante. Being shadowed there by A.J. Gray. Shaun Wright-Phillips pokes it in front.
It's a good job by Jose Escalante backtracking there. Well, you young midfielders at home want to be two-way players. That's exactly what you want to see. Escalante's so talented on the offensive side of the ball, but to make it at this level, you got to do it both ways. Great job tracking back.
Magalhaes with it. The Brazilian who played at Maryland, drafted in the second round by Houston. Left-footed volley too strong.
So we see so far neither manager going with any changes, bringing no one off the bench at halftime. I'm very surprised by that. More so on the Phoenix side. I think RGV, for the most part, every player came to play, put in a good shift in the first half. Again, I didn't hear a boatload from Alexander, which isn't the end of the world, obviously, but being in the middle of the park, you'd like to see a little bit more ingenuity, a little bit more creative play. We did see Jorginho James warming up, so maybe Junior Gonzalez is going to hold that ace of spades in his back pocket, only use him if need be.
Gray and Magalhaes are tangled up. Warden comes in. Warden connecting with Garcia. Taylor Hunter, bad luck for him in the first half.
Yeah, extremely unfortunate for Taylor Hunter. Solid defender. Junior Gonzalez likes to use him on the right. Can also be moved into the center back role, which he's taken effect of this evening. Again, I don't agree with the decision. Jason Johnson getting around Kevin Garcia, and Taylor Hunter did exactly what he was supposed to do. He got to the byline, he turned his back, he kept his hands by his side, and that still wasn't good enough. And in this day and age, if that's not, I'm not sure what is.
Jordan Gibbons in a collision. Gliding with Kyle Murphy. They put the shackles on Murphy so far tonight. Magalhaes out of the back. Pitches it forward now for Wharton. How can RGV get Murphy loose here against this Phoenix defense?
That's a great point, Joe. They need to utilize him much more. They started off early on, pushing the balls into the channels, letting him run onto them. In order for him to be effective, you got to do two things. You got to get the ball to him into space, or you got to get the ball to him in the air. They only did it a few times, so they need to make sure that they push the envelope and give him more opportunities. You talked about that as well. Junior wanted to get him more reps in front of the goal. He's not going to score. He's not given the opportunity to do so.
The big guy, Wazinski. Shadowing that one is Garcia, trying to keep it in play, keep the pressure on Phoenix. The sun is set in Texas, here in southern Texas. It's hot. Clear, serene nights, but it's hot and sultry. Here's Escalante into the box. Escalante across the end line. Soccer fans, Nike is an official sponsor of the USL. For more information, visit NikeSoccer.com. Here comes a corner.
Good representation of Escalante and his offensive prowess, moving down the pitch, going one-on-one, trying to get to the byline. Phoenix was appealing for a goal kick there, but Escalante did a very good job.
And this Toro corner is brought to you by HEB.
We saw in the first half the Toros did not get a lot of opportunities from the corner, so got to make sure those are valuable chances that they need to take better advantage of. Can't be so nonchalant in their efforts, just a floated ball to the back post. They had another one of those coming off of a set piece. So Wazinski decides to have a few words with Mendoza. Looks like that's floating around on the pitch. A couple players going back and forth with him tonight.
Toro fans getting a little bit restless now. 51 minutes into the match, trailing by a goal. Knowing full well their team is very capable of coming from behind as they did in their last match. Bilyeu. Wharton looking for an exit route. Has to play it back to Magalhaes.
You can hear all those rowdy Toro fans up in section 112, the Stampede as they like to be called. Very vocal. Love to make their presence known. An integral part of HEB Park.
Phoenix, the back line has been consistent the last several games. So that's going to be a big challenge now here for RGV to try to pierce that back line.
Joe, you and I talked about that before the broadcast began, how would you say something around 2 shots or something along those lines?
2 shots in the last 2 games.
Really stingy in that back line, and I think RGV has the opportunity to break them down. They've just got to keep pushing. Again, going back to the goal, these young players down 1-0. I like the way that they responded, and Junior said that when they go down, whether it be at home or on the road, they got to remember that they're professionals, they're here to do a job, that they're bent, but they're not broken, and got to get back to the task at hand.
Conversely, for Phoenix, it's 1 goal now in over 220 minutes. And as that continues to stack up, your confidence starts to soar.
I mean, the back line probably doesn't get enough recognition when you're dealing with the likes of Shaun Wright-Phillips and Didier Drogba, but make no mistake about it, they are very capable, and they would love to climb from their current spot and continuously work their way up, get heavily involved in this playoff hunt.
Toro fans trying to offer their vocal backing, urging their team to get back into this one, trailing by a goal. Bird. Tap back to Magalhaes. Decibel level starting to rise a little bit. Bilyeu off the left foot. Escalante, dangerous left foot. Nudges it over to Bird, wide to Bilyeu. Bilyeu into the box. Dia is there for Phoenix. Crowd here is craving a big play from the Toros.
They thought they might get one off of that very dangerous in-swinging ball by Justin Bilyeu. Likes to get up that sideline and swing that ball in with that impressive left foot.
Here's Escalante approaching the box. A bit of one-on-one here. And across the line in a corner kick. Escalante forcing the action on a 1v1. Holland will have the corner. He'll serve it in. Holland's volley toward the far post. Off of Dia. Garcia has it back to Wharton. Magalhaes has pushed up. Connects with Bilyeu. Escalante. Little jitterbug move trying to get free. Alexander, a strong play. Keeps it alive. Here comes Wharton. Wharton off the right foot. He wanted it back. He wanted to get it back. Watson was there to interfere. Holland was the target on that one. Couldn't get it to him. RGV gets it back. Bird on a back heel. Bird tries to send it in. Collected by Murphy. Murphy trying to turn, and this one lofts over the top of the goal harmlessly.
And Jose Escalante barking at Kyle Murphy, absolutely furious, and rightfully so. Kyle Murphy getting a great opportunity at the top of the box. He has got to lift his head up there. Jose Escalante could have been in all alone, just a nice little back heel, or even just laid it off with his right foot. RGV, unfortunately, sailing it over the bar with Kyle Murphy.
Wazinski with one clean sheet this year, holding on to one right here, 56 minutes into the game.
Little TJ Kasner sighting on the sideline there. Junior Gonzalez maybe looking to make a change, not happy with what he's seen from his squad. Originally thought we might see Jorginho James, but Gonzalez looking to go a little bit more offensive from a firepower standpoint.
Near side for Magalhaes again out of the back. And trying to ignite the attack. Bilyeu, nice soft touch. Murphy trying to get there. And again, he's viced inside and out. Ramage was there that time to impede his progress.
Kyle Murphy just exerting a little bit too much energy and frustration. Mendoza not having any of it, but
Murphy scored against Vancouver on August the 2nd. Scored in the Toros' 4-3 comeback win over Seattle last Sunday. Wazinski put something behind this one. Across the midline. Good job by Johnson. Where RGV just seems to be getting the ball at will.
And when they get those, you know, again, we talked about at the beginning, keeping Phoenix honest. They've They started off giving the Toros, not giving, but letting the Toros kind of push the ball down the field into those open channels. They were having a real rough time with it. Towards the latter part of this first half, Phoenix deciding to sit a little bit more. RGV needs to go with pace. Push the ball down into the channels. Give your boys up top the opportunity to get on the end of those through balls.
Regi for Phillips. Johnson with the left foot. Back to Phillips or make that Dia. And now perhaps referee says play on. Gavin is there. Now they'll blow the whistle and we're going to come all the way back and see what happened here with this demolition derby.
He's being very inconsistent with his calls here this evening. In my opinion, he's giving Phoenix a lot of the calls. Very one-sided. An extremely late challenge by Shaun Wright-Phillips coming in on Todd Wharton. No malintent by Shaun Wright-Phillips, but still, in situations like that, got to take care of the players. Got to take care of this game.
A yellow card. That's 3 yellow cards tonight for Phoenix.
Toros need to look to capitalize on that as well. You've got Shaun Wright-Phillips has one, Blair Gavin, and Jordan Gibbons, 3 integral parts of this team. Start to push a ball here and there. You never know. Maybe a second card might fall. Really thought Phoenix was going to be able to slot one here away. RGV very, very lucky. An ill-timed touch by Shaun Wright-Phillips to bring it back across the top of the box, which led to that yellow card.
Coming up to an hour into the match and a 1-0 lead for Phoenix Rising. RGV looking for an equalizer. Magalhaes switching the field. Wharton nicks it forward. Magalhaes off the left foot. Alexander will give it a go with the right foot. RGV trying to pierce the defense. Bird is down, perhaps holding his ankle or his knee. Now here's a race toward the box. AJ Gray has it into the box. Gray 1-on-3. Magalhaes is there, so is Wharton. Magalhaes gets a foot on, Bird's okay. For Holland, along the sideline. Holland getting pushed off the ball. Holland looking for an exit route. Now Bird emerging. Bird has a route. He's across the halfway line. Shadowed by Gavin. Alexander up on it. Tried to switch the field, and good job of stepping up by Gibbons. And Gibbons into space. Gibbons launching this one. Regi trying to collect it at the top of the box. Tangled up with Garcia. Regi toggling from the left foot to the right foot. Referee says play on. Garcia has it. He emerges with Bird. Stewart gets a foot on it. Now Phoenix seems as if they're going to try to slow it down.
Yeah, some back and forth stuff there for the last 5 minutes or so, turning into a little bit of a track meet. RGV need to get back to what was working for them in the first half, maintaining possession, pushing the ball into the corners and the channels, and then working in the supporting cast behind them, trying to break down that back line. We have not really seen a lot of possession from them in the second half, and they've been on their heels, and you've seen Phoenix trying to push the ball down the field a little bit more, and they've been capable.
Bill Yu for Magalhaes. The USL is one of the most prominent second division professional leagues in the world, featuring some of the game's top talent and rising stars. Stay up to date with all the latest league news and information by visiting USLsoccer.com and follow them on Twitter at USL. Over an hour into the match in this USL game. 1-0, 1-0 Phoenix on a PK by Jason Johnson. 41 minutes in. Looks like we're going to get a sub. Holland will be coming out.
Jesus Aguilar preparing the digi, as the players like to call it. Throwing up the extra time, throwing up the substitution, and there you have it.
Kasner, looks like Kasner is going to come on, the former third-team All-American from Clemson. Well, now that's Alexander coming out, and I believe we're going to get Jorginho James. Here's Kasner in. So Kasner, the former All-American, he's into the match. So he enters the fray for the first time at the 64-minute mark.
Let's see, solid shift by Joseph Holland. Very impressive on the set pieces. Wasn't as impressed from him in the corner and those opportunities. But going from Holland to Kasner and Alexander to James, I think you're going to get a little bit more out of James than you were out of Alexander, in my personal opinion. Jorginho James struggling with some hamstring injuries early on, but Junior Gonzalez assuring us that he is back to full 90-minute form, and he is a very impressive young man. TJ Kasner, a little bit more speed than Joseph Holland. He's a little bit more direct as well, but you'll see him streaking up that left-hand side. Whips an excellent ball into the box.
Kasner for Bilyeu. Kasner immediately gets a touch. RGV looking for an equalizer. Came from behind in their last match. Trying to do it again. Here's Bilyeu. Takes it deep. For Kasner. Kasner looking for some space. He's got James. Back to Kasner with an opportunity. Kasner on the right foot. And sliding in with a nice play is Jordan Stewart.
You can see the subs trying to get in the action right away. Kasner, very well done. Some quick and clever footwork, bringing the ball in. Nice little 1-2. Would have liked to seen that ball from James first time. Would have given Kasner the opportunity to take that touch. Unfortunately, when he takes it and cuts it back, he closes himself down. Much better from RGV, though.
Jordan Stewart appeared in 71 matches for San Jose during the 2015 and 16 season. Coming up with a really nice play. Bilyeu trying with a long distribution off the left foot all the way across the field. Wharton. And another yellow card, this one on Amadou Dia. Dia was in a collision here on the far side. I think that's Escalante again, who's in the middle of the fray.
Amadou Dia not real happy with the referee's decision there. Escalante, very politely, I'm sure, asking him to back away and stop invading my personal space. Stranger danger.
I think his temper was boiling up.
Yeah, it's 100% a foul, and even worse, definitely a yellow card. I think Escalante makes a little bit more out of it after the fact. You can see him. Now we're going to start to roll around. I think that was a little unnecessary, but a card nonetheless.
The evening is faded tonight here in Texas. RGV trying to set up some late drama. Wharton, who played 4 years at the University of Virginia and won a national championship in 2014, is over the ball now for RGV.
So Aguilar punching in some numbers there. Onto that fun little board. Thought maybe I might have caught a little peek at Eric Avila, not sure.
Jorginho James off for Wharton. Wharton for Bilyeu, who just can't get there. Was racing after it, had a step on Gibbons, and Gibbons hit the deck hard.
Jordan Gibbons might have got his feet caught up underneath him as he was backtracking there. But again, much better from RGV, starting to stretch the field. They need to continue to do so. Again, we're playing in 101-degree temperatures. Push the pace, push the back line. The back line of Phoenix not as tall, dealing at 5'10", 6'1", and 6 foot. So you've got the aerial ability. And in my opinion, I think RGV has the pace to do it, and we are definitely going to see Eric Avila. AJ Gray coming off, solid shift by that young man, and Eric Avila, very talented, coming out of Santa Barbara back in 2008, drafted 19 overall by Dallas. This young man has been overall everywhere. He's played for Dallas, Toronto, was actually at Chivas USA after I was, then over to Orlando City.
Tampa.
Ended up at the Rowdies last year, and now he's here with Phoenix. Patrice Carteron looking for a fiery little spark to hold that middle of the field together.
Coming up on the 70th minute, 70 of 90. Phoenix with a 1 goal to none advantage. Slender advantage, but nonetheless in front. Magalhaes in the back for James.
Much quieter second half from both squads. Kind of turn the lights down low a little bit, maybe lulling each other to sleep. Saw a brief spark from Phoenix, thought they were starting to rise at the beginning of the second half. Not so much. And again, we've kind of just seen some nonchalant play back and forth. Junior Gonzalez looking to change that with the likes of Jorginho, James, and bringing TJ Kasner on, hoping those boys can provide a spark to his Toros.
Bilyeu off the right foot. Murphy off the ground and right back up. Murphy trying to get a shot off of the right foot. There are 3 or 4 white jerseys though surrounding him.
Good ball by Bilyeu, and excellent individualistic effort by Kyle Murphy there. They need to get the ball into him more. We talked about that.
There's Garcia.
Utilize that pace, utilize that quick footwork.
Back to James. Magalhaes, James. James made his international debut at 17 years old. I think we had a cramp here. Injured player for Phoenix. Jordan Gibbons has a cramp. Jordan Gibbons, a member of the English side of Wingate and Finchley. Also played for the Queens Park Rangers.
See a shot of Jordan Gibbons a couple minutes ago. He's already got some KT tape on that leg, trying to keep himself piece that body together, dealing with this nasty heat and humidity. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw a change.
Phoenix side has a bit of a English flavor to it. Premier League getting underway this weekend. Some great matches. Rooney got a game winner today. His new club, Everton.
And nice to see Rooney venture away from the United faithful. Doesn't have to deal with the Red Devils anymore. Heading back home to his hometown boy club of Everton. Solid goal today.
Leicester and Arsenal kicked things off on Friday Night Lights. What a match.
That was a track meet. Impressive by Arsenal coming in back and winning 4-3. Unfortunately, my boys in red, Liverpool, couldn't do so as well. Slow start for them. Ended up giving it a tie towards the latter part of the game. 92nd minute. Giving up that vital third goal. And Really felt like 3 points was stolen for us and had to settle for 1.
Mala has come into the game, Luigi Mala. Luigi Mala wearing number 2. Rigi from the right foot to the left foot and back. Mala just sends this one high in the air. Kasner. Let's see if RGV can push forward now, trailing by a goal. Toro fans are craving that equalizer here. Trying to get behind their team. Jorginho James sends it wide. Here's James with it at the top of the box. Oh, he gets a shot away right on goal, and Wazinski is up for the task.
Oh, Jorginho James starting things off early. Nice little outswinging right-footed ball going outside, working it back into Escalante. Escalante sucking 2 players in, playing the ball across. And Jorginho James, which an absolute rocket from the top of the box. But Wazinski's not having any of it.
Well, James didn't have a lot of room, didn't need a lot of room. He almost became a headline maker at the 74th minute. Kasner. Mala trying to intervene. Now Rigi. Bilyu. Taps it inside for Kasner in the box. Then watched by Gavin. Looking for a handball, will not get it. There'll be a corner kick instead for RGV.
Like to see that one on the replay. See if we actually had an argument there from Kyle Murphy. Kyle Murphy barking at Mendoza, asking him to the point to the spot. See Kasner working down, ball coming across to Murphy. I think he catches his shoulder there. Don't think you're gonna grab one from the referee, especially not at this point in the game.
Garcia trying to run onto this one against Johnson. RGV trailing by a goal. Escalante goes down, play through. Into spaces, Wright-Phillips, but offsides. I believe the flag went up. All right, Kyle Murphy's night is done. Francisco Pungo will come on.
Not bad, but not great from Kyle Murphy this evening. Created a couple opportunities here and there, but you really just didn't see his present felt that much as you see Phoenix making another change. Shaun Wright-Phillips. A lot of TikToks in the odometer this evening, dripping sweat. And Herlo Peonisa coming on. Matthew, solid mainstay forward up top, moving to the center of the park as well. But you can see Phoenix starting to shift their tactics around as he jumps right in.
'77 of the 90. Here comes RGV with a chance. Garcia just could not get free. He was all tied up by Dia. Now make that Escalante. Escalante and Dia. Dia had him shackled that time. Soccer fans, stay up to date on all the latest USL news and information from around the league. Tune in to USL Coast to Coast with Mike Watts on Mondays at 9 o'clock on Sirius XM FC Channel 85. Also, don't forget Sirius XM FC will air the USL Game of the Week. And check USLsoccer.com for dates and times. Hooked away that time by Luigi Mala. Throw in. Kastner. Bilyeu. Jorginho James nearly equalized. Plays it back for Magalhaes. Wharton. Escalante. Bird wants it. Gesturing for it. Bird has it off their right foot. And too strong for Bilyeu.
Bilyeu's got to keep his head on a swivel anytime he's out there, yet alone when the ball's at Eric Bird's feet. The also talented offensive firepower making his way through the middle of the park, playing a great ball outside. Bilyeu not able to get on the end of it. I'm sure Junior Gonzalez is screaming from the sideline, asking for a little bit more from his guys, because you're not really seeing a whole lot of effort right now, in my opinion. There's not a lot of ingenuity.
Wazinski up for the stop. And the clear by Jordan Stewart. Escalante got his shot away. Got something behind it, and again, Wazinski was there. Up for the challenge.
Jose Escalante trying to make me put my foot in my mouth on that one. Not a lot of ingenuity. Jose Escalante says, oh yeah, watch this. I'm going to break the entire back line down, take on 5 players, and bury it to the near post. Wazinski had other ideas, but much better from RGV.
Wazinski punches this one away, right to Kastner, to his right foot, and over the top of the crossbar. Kastner would love to have that one back.
T.J. Kastner. 10 minutes left in the game. What a job taking that ball down. I thought he was going to hit it the first time. I wanted him to hit it the first time. I was even more impressed with the touch that he took to give himself more space and opportunity, and just shanks it over the bar. He's going to want that one back.
Wazinski looking for a clean sheet here. No pun intended, but he's come up tall tonight.
I like that one. Done, sir.
RGV trying to flip the circuit breaker here in the final 10 minutes.
This is what we talked about. When they're given this space, they got to push higher. They got to be direct. The very methodical balls being knocked back and forth, although are good from a strategic standpoint to get things started. You're going to need a solo effort. Those nice runs into space. You're going to play a long ball like that. You got to put something underneath it.
You tried to win it in the air. Pungo runs onto it. Gets it to Escalante. Escalante being shadowed. Escalante to the end line. It takes 2 white jerseys to run him off, and Didier gets it. Escalante trying to be the architect and the finisher. Here's Rigi now on a bit of a counter. 1-on-4. Rigi comes to a stop. Stop and go for Rigi.
Handball there.
Here's another look at this chance by Kastner.
Great ball in by Kevin Garcia. Little deflection. You can see Wazinski playing the ball out. Kastner, what a great job bringing the ball down, having the presence of mind to say, hey, you know what, I'm not going to hit it first time. Takes a nice little touch with the outside of the foot. You can see him throw his hands up in disgust. You're not going to get many of those in a game, especially not when you're down 1-0 with 8 minutes to go.
Kastner for Bilyeu. Kastner looking to get it back from Bilyeu. Rigi and Bilieu tangled up. Jorginho James. Pungo back to Kasner. Trying to get it to his right foot, and again over the top of the crossbar. The artillery has been there, the accuracy is not.
RGV is definitely knocking on the door right now. TJ Kasner making his presence felt here in the closing moments of this game. Looking to break that deadlock at the 0 in the back. Going for goal in that upper 90. Wazinski was beat if he puts it on target. Solid ball in from Jorginho James. Much better from TJ Kasner and the Toros.
Toros trying to turn this game upside down late in the match. Trailing by a goal. The fuel gauge is headed for empty, I think, for both squads as we approach the finish line, playing in 100-degree temperatures.
Mine too. Tired watching these guys going back and forth.
Mala detected with foul, and Rigi perhaps takes a dive. He goes down. Rigi's going to attract a yellow card.
He's making more out of this than it was. I believe I saw Todd Wharton stepping in there. Trying to get his hands on the ball. His valuable seconds are just ticking away on that clock.
Riju saw his first game action since May 13th, since a knee injury last week. Got things going early for Phoenix. Now here late, takes a yellow card.
Yeah, you can see Rigi with the dive for sure, 100%. No need to make that kind of effort. You're up 1-0. Your team's cruising of sorts. Just adding to the yellow card tab and list. Make sure he gets his name on that disciplinary report.
5 minutes from the finish line, Devin Kerr. Will we have a jaw-dropping climax here? It's a 1-goal and none lead for Phoenix Rising.
I sense it. I feel it. The force feels it.
Some desperation now. Every second becomes a gift. Onto it. Jorginho James and plays it out wide for Garcia. Escalante wants it and takes a tumble. Escalante cartwheels just outside of the box.
And that's going to be
and
a
red card.
Yeah, that's the second yellow for sure. An ill-timed challenge. Again, Escalante doesn't need to bounce around that much, but very well done by Jose Escalante. Some solid triangle play over there on the sideline. Ball coming back and forth, given to Escalante. He beat his defender. You can see right here, ball coming in. Oh, that is a rough challenge for sure. And Amadou Dia grabbing his second yellow. You might make the argument that that might have been a straight red in general, but Mendoza giving him his second yellow, and RGV is going to have a one-man advantage here with a few minutes remaining on the clock.
One last chance, or maybe just a few more chances left to save themselves at home for RGV. Amadou Dia takes their red card, and Phoenix will play with 10.
Patrice isn't too happy with his defender there. He's going to hit the showers early.
Looks like Kasner will hit the free kick.
RGV in their early moments were very ingenuitive on their set pieces, looking to get very clever. You'd like to see them be a little bit more direct and get one of the big heads on the ball here.
Kasner sails it in. Wharton tries to flick it. Oh, what a play by Wazinski. Another outstretched save by Wazinski. Wharton did a good job of tracking that one, just flicked it off his foot, but couldn't get enough on it.
Yeah, that's a difficult ball to take down. Todd Wharton, the ex-Virginia Cavalier, having the excellent presence of mind on the rebound, making his way, beating the defender to the top of the box. Coming in at full speed, taking that ball off your chest to then flick it with enough power is very difficult. I think Wazinski made a little bit more out of that save that needed to be, but again, RGV pushing at the door, trying to get that tying goal.
Playing with 10 men. Warning bells are clanging for Phoenix, and another red card. They're going to play with 9. Luigi Mala will be evicted from the match.
Wow.
They'll play with 9 for the final couple of minutes. 2 red cards in the last couple of minutes here.
That red card being brought to you by Bert Ogden. You can see here on the replay, ball coming in very, very, very late challenge by Luigi Mala. Mendoza going directly to his book, straight for the red on that one. That is a nasty tackle.
Well, this game is really boiled up now. 2 red cards. And the difference in the game, ironically, is a PK on a handball in the 41st minute that occurred against RGV. Jason Johnson right now is the headline maker, but in the waning seconds, can RGV make something extraordinary happen? Mala and Dia will watch.
2 red cards, 2 minutes. We're gonna see a goal.
Kasner steps over, Escalante hits it. Headed away by Stewart. Warning bells are going off now for Phoenix. Kasner. Here's Escalante, takes it wide behind Garcia.
RGV just needs to remain calm here. Take advantage of the opportunity and the gifts that you've been given. You're up 2 men. You got 2 minutes left on the clock. Those are ticking away. We're going to see a couple in extra time, I'm sure, probably around 4 or 5. Just play the game that you're capable of playing.
Here's Bird. It's headed over the top of the crossbar. Well, Taylor Hunter had a tough go of it early. He tried to become a hero. Just off his head and over the top of the crossbar.
Wow, 6 minutes of extra time, folks. Strap on your seatbelts. It's going to be a wild one coming down the stretch. Wazinski's going to try and milk as much of that as possible. He's telling his guys to get up.
6 nervous extra minutes for Phoenix. One goal to none. A goal in the 41st minute by Phoenix, trying to make that stand up. Watson with a throw-in. A flicker of hope here for RGV. A 2-man advantage and 6 minutes to use that advantage. Racing out of the back, looking for an exit route is Garcia. Escalante has it. To his left foot. Nudges it over to James. Magalhaes goes wide. Bilyeu tried to get it back to Magalhaes, but they weren't on the same wavelength.
Seen a couple of those tonight from Justin Bilyeu.
James. Escalante wanted to line that one up, but a foul near the top of the box.
Yeah, Mendoza not too happy with Kevin Garcia. Thought he came over the back there. You can see tick, 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 tick. I'm sure the referee's going to have a word here. In my opinion, he's been very inconsistent with his performance tonight.
I would say we've had some funny officiating here tonight.
For sure.
And Phoenix right now trying to bring the shutters down on RGV, trying to do it with 9 men. Magalhaes. James with his luminous green boots. James with a big right leg, nearly equalized earlier. Gets this one to Bird in the box. Bird off the right foot, it's deflected wide.
Whoa, I thought Eric Bird had the far corner picked out on that one.
I was bringing the fans to the edge of their seat. RGV needs something and they need it now. 6 minutes of extra time, two-man advantage, off the corner kick. Magalhaes tried to head it. Goes back out, Magalhaes trying to track it down. Here's Bird. He's in a collision. Wazinski is screaming. And a yellow card will be served to... Was that Wazinski that got the yellow?
I'm pretty sure the referee just issued that to Eric Bird.
The Bird, okay.
I'm not sure I agree with that one as well. I mean, Eric Bird trying to hold his ground. I'm not saying it wasn't a foul. I'm just not sure it was a yellow card. I mean, you can see it's a 50-50 ball. The ball's going up. Yeah, all right. I don't agree with the yellow card. Eric Bird hasn't really had a disciplinary record here this evening, but you know, in a situation like that, you're either going to go up in a 50-50 ball into the air. You can't put yourself in a bridge situation like he did there.
Does RGV have anything left in the gas tank? Right now, Phoenix has got to be on fumes. They're playing with 9. Still time to save themselves. RGV can produce another attack here, looking for an avenue of hope. The waning minutes. Onto it is Garcia. To James. Escalante has it wide. Trying to pierce the defense. Being shadowed by Avila. Back for James. James lofts it in for Magalhaes. It's in the air. It's headed. And it's in. It's a goal, and we're tied. The match is tied. 94 minutes in. Magalhaes, I believe, is the goal scorer. In extra time, out of his defensive position. A mad scramble in front, and he equalizes right before the finish line.
I think Ivan Magalhaes is going to have to work in his dancing moves in the offseason, but we got to give him credit here. What a solid performance from this man here tonight. Solid defensively. You can see him continue to push and push here in the waning moments. Jorginho James knocking a good ball in. Magalhaes trying to challenge the first time. The deflection coming back. And credit to him, rising to the occasion, notching home the tying goal. 1-1. Well done.
The Brazilian scores against a despairing defense. Down to 9 men in extra time.
Yeah, the Toros look like they're not done yet. Maybe blood in the water here, pushing for a winner.
Still time to win it for the Toros. Fans from the edge of the seat to out of their seats. Bird for the header. Magalhaes, the Brazilian, ties it. Bilyu out wide. He serves it in.
Yeah, referee Mendoza blowing the whistle for sure, rightfully so. Eric Bird really trying to push forward, break the deadlock at 1, get that game-winning goal here, trying to be the hero. Unfortunately, just pushing a little too much, metaphorically and physically, knocking his guy down to the ground. Mendoza has no problem blowing the whistle, and that may be the end. We'll see.
A headline moment for Magalhaes. Coming out of the back with relentless determination, equalizes for RGV. Phoenix down to 9 men, and the whistle should blow, and it does. And it ends in a draw, 1-1, but a thrilling finish. And the managers meet. I think that's friendly.
Yeah, Junior Gonzalez and Patrice just having a few words, saying, hey, no harm lost there. Patrice not very happy with some tackles flying around. Very professional, Junior is. He'll calm him down and say, hey, you know what? They're just a hard-fought battle between two teams looking to go at it, looking to gain a valuable 3 points. And an impressive performance by both squads here this evening.
Magalhaes equalizes in extra time. There was 6 minutes of extra time. He does it in about the 93rd minute, and we finish in a 1-1 draw.
At Doctors Hospital at Renaissance Health System, we have one goal: advancing the health of the Rio Grande Valley. We're over 700 physicians and 1,200 nurses, researchers, and educators using innovative medicine and the most advanced technology to offer world-class health care here at home. As the only locally owned and operated hospital in South Texas, we are deeply committed to our community and its health. Doctors Hospital at Renaissance Health System, here for you for life.
So there you are, shuffling through a stack of resumes and you come to mine. This is it, first impression. My way in. But can my resume show you how I truly stand out? Like that I was studying, going to night school while working 2 jobs just to help my parents pay for groceries. Or being the first one to always step up. No, that's something you just can't put on paper. Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent that is dedicated, hardworking, and determined like me.
At Doctors Hospital at Renaissance Health System, we have one goal, advancing the health of the Rio Grande Valley. We're over 700 physicians and 1,200 nurses, researchers, and educators using innovative medicine and the most advanced technology to offer world-class health care here at home. As the only locally owned and operated hospital in South Texas, we are deeply committed to our community and its health. Doctors Hospital at Renaissance Health System, here for you for life.
Back at HGV Park in Edinburgh, Texas, where we had a thrilling finish, and the fans got full value for the effort here tonight. They went from sitting to the edge of their seats to out of their seats. As Devin, we finished in a 1-1 draw here tonight.
A fiery few minutes it was, Joe. Very impressive. I'm extremely proud of the RGV Toros this evening. I'm sure Junior Gonzalez will be as well. He talked about his team's lack of ability recently to pick themselves up when they were down, and they were able to do so here this evening.
All right, let's take a look back at our journey here tonight. We had 96 minutes worth of soccer tonight.
Yeah, and the first 15 of them seemed like Phoenix had an endless supply of corner kicks, notching away 3 or 4. RGV responding quite well. Saw the ball get knocked back across the box there. I would have liked to have seen Garcia go for goal. It did not happen, but Phoenix kept knocking, coming back, and we saw some excellent goalkeeping tonight from Angoita. Continuing down the stretch, you see AJ Gray trying to work on the byline here, going one-on-one again once Angoite stepping up with a solid save. Nice little ball in here from Joseph Holland. Eric Bird, unfortunately the whistle had only been blown, but solid presence to bring the ball down, have a shot at that near post. Again, Joseph Holland on the den ball situation, and then we went to the PK. An ill-timed call from Mendoza. I do not agree with it. I'm sure he's going to have a little bit of a rough review after this one because Taylor Hunter did nothing wrong whatsoever. Ball got knocked into his arm, down by his side, back turned, and unfortunately, it put Phoenix up 1-0.
Now the referee tonight played an active role in tonight's game.
Yes, he did indeed, but again, give credit to RGV. Though down, they were not out. Junior Gonzalez said he'd like to see his boys respond, and they did so. You keep seeing them come back more and more. TJ Kasner, you see him there having the presence of mind, bringing the ball down. Very cool, calm, collected customer in the closing moments, having a few shots on goal, and you could just almost sense that vital goal was coming.
Wazinski was stellar tonight, but then we had the red cards, back-to-back red cards. So Phoenix went from 11 to 10 to 9. Not only did they go down to 9, but then we had 6 extra minutes. And the referee tonight, Rosendo Mendoza, had a lot of daggers shot in his direction.
Yeah, Amadou Dia gaining his second yellow on that first challenge we saw in Jose Escalante, and then Duichi Mala coming in very hard and very late versus Eric Bird, and then led to this in the final closing moments. Ivan Magalates, as I mentioned, rising to the occasion. Great ball in by Jorginho James. You can see him with the pressure there. Solid effort by Todd Wharton. You can see him pushing into the defense, knocking it back across the goal. And again, Magalates getting that big 6-foot-plus frame, getting his head on target to get the equalizing goal in the closing moments of the game.
Magalates, the headline maker here. Here's a look at the stats for tonight's match.
I'm a little bit surprised at that possession number, 68-32. You know, we saw that in the first half. Thought maybe Phoenix controlled the ball a little bit better here in the second half. But look at that. I mean, right here, yellow cards and red cards. We got a couple little graphics switched up there, but referee pulling out a lot of cards tonight. Unfortunately, I think he had a drastic effect on the outcome of this game. I personally think that RGV were unfortunate. They did not walk away from 3 points, But again, credit to Junior Gonzalez and his young squad. We talked about them rebounding when they're bent and not broken. When they're trailing at 75 minutes, they were 0-7-1. So just so you know, folks, coming into the closing moments of the game, they had only once come away with a tie. The other 7 times came in defeat. They were able to battle back and gain an important point here this evening.
Next up for Phoenix at Orange County SC, August 18th at 9:30 Central Time. So Phoenix up next with Orange County SC. As far as RGV, after a win and a draw now, up next Vancouver Whitecaps 2. That's coming up on August 19th at 7:30 p.m. Central Time. Well, a lot of cards tonight, but the guy that had the ace was Ivan Magalhaes. He gets the equalizer in extra time. RGV draws. RGV won, Phoenix won. Thanks so much for joining us. For Devin Kerr, I'm Joe Zagacki, reminding you the final score for the final time from Edinburgh, Texas. RGV won and Phoenix won. So long, everyone.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent from the United Soccer League.